I've wanted to make this video for a while, but I didn't know when to actually make it. I figured today is the best day as any because Adam Cianciarulo is racing his last race. And it's hitting me hard. I didn't think that it would, but it's making me feel old. Here's the thing. So my older brother, he's 8 years older than me. So growing up at amateur races, even before I started riding, the amount of gnarly dudes that I got to watch in person as amateurs and pros, it's a little ridiculous. So his generation, it's like the Stewart, Villapoto, Alessi, Millsaps, Grant, those kind of guys. Even guys older than him, guys like Pastrana, I watched as an amateur. And it's been like that for a long time because not only did I watch those guys, I watched everybody in between us, obviously, and I watched all the guys that were my age. And yes, a few years younger than me. So watching races on TV, it's been those guys for so many years. It's been the guys that I grew up with. And I got to slowly watch as that went away. The guys that were a little bit older than my brother, watched them retire. All the guys that were my brother's age, watched them retire. People in between us have slowly watched them retire. And it's hitting me because, like growing up, the kids that were like the kids, the guys. Cianciarulo, obviously one of them. Tomac, Anderson. They were so gnarly as amateurs. Cianciarulo is kind of the first one of my generation that's retiring. And it's hitting me that all these guys aren't going to be around in a few years. And it's really weird. I don't like it. I still remember the first time I even saw Adam Cianciarulo. We were at a regional for Loretta's. We were somewhere in Tennessee. I wish I could remember the track. I was on a 50. I was in the 7 to 8 class. And there was a double in the middle of the track that had like a really tall face, what I can remember, and a really small landing. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that jump. No thanks. Not doing it. And my mechanic at the time was like, dude, look at this little kid in the 4 to 6 class on this tiny little bike. He's sending that double. You can do it. Yeah. That kid ended up being Adam Cianciarulo. It wasn't just any normal kid. Thinking back, the amount of times that I got to watch Adam it's really cool, actually. It's been ridiculous. So I was probably, we'll say 8 years old, and he was 6 at the time. I'm now 30. So the past 22 years of my life, I have watched Adam Cianciarulo. That's a long time. Probably my favorite memory of him, though, is actually underground in Texas. Back when it was just the Regals track, kind of like a private track, whatever. Me and my brother were down there training. I was on 80 or Super Mini, something like that at this time. And Adam was there. And he was just doing this corner over and over and over again, just practicing it. And they were sitting there. And I go out to do my little moto, whatever. And I come into the corner, and I can see that him and his mechanic are just staring at me. And I'm like, this is Adam Cianciarulo. I can't mess this up. And it was probably the slowest I've ever done a corner in my entire life. You go in, you stand the bike up, stand the bike up again, and then you finally get through, you're dragging your foot. One of those corners. Awesome. Even as a little kid, Adam Cianciarulo made me nervous. I didn't get to race Adam very much, though, because our ages were just far enough apart where we were always in different age groups. Except for on a Super Mini. There was a few times on a Super Mini that I did actually race him. And I keep one results from 2008 Oak Hill National. I keep it on my phone because I like to go back and look at all the dudes that I grew up racing with. It's crazy. You know what? I'm going to find it right now. All right. So to start out with, Cianciarulo, it says he didn't even start. Me, I didn't even make the motos. So there was that many kids where you had to have qualifiers, like a real national. It's actually, looking at this list, it's so long. Yeah, I didn't even get close to making it. Like I said, Cianciarulo didn't start. other notables that didn't even make it. That's what's so crazy about this. Jesse Masterpool didn't make it. Van Martin didn't make it. Nick Gaines, Connor Pearson. I might be saying names that you guys don't know, but I'm just saying them anyways. Dakota Alex, Bo Baldwin, Killy Rusk, Shane McElrath, Mitchell Oldenburg. Those dudes didn't even make it. I don't know why. They should have. And then I'm just going to go through I'm not going to say everybody, but just some of the gnarly dudes that were in this race. So, okay, in order. Tomac and Steve Bogle. That was the top 3. Jesse Nelson, Zach Bell, Cole Thompson, Chris Plouffe, Austin Politelli, Gannon Audette, Joey Savaggi, Lance Vincent, Matt Bichelia, Tyler McSwain, Bo Hudson, Jeremy Martin, Justin Hill, Colt Nichols, Michael Mazey, Jacob Hayes, Cooper Webb, Chris Aldridge, Blake Dungy, Jay Sowen, Brady Kiesel, Zach Williams, Daniel Baker, Jason Anderson, Landon Courier, and Brad Frace. It's like you could take all those dudes, plop them on a national, and it would be like you're watching a pro national. It's a little ridiculous, the generation that I had to grow up with. Can't make mains now, couldn't make mains then. Maybe they're, for the age group class that I was in that year, though, I think 12 to 13, I did make it, and that is one of my favorite memories of racing. Maybe I got some stories that I'd like to tell. I'll do that, and I'll tell that story. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that Adam Cianciarulo is the man. I've looked up to him since I was 8 years old and saw him do a double on a tiny little Cobra 50 that I was not even going to think about doing on my little bit bigger Cobra 50. And then I'm starting to realize that my generation is on the tail end of racing, and I got to appreciate these guys before they're gone. So yeah, I hope that they show Cianciarulo a lot on the broadcast today, because he deserves to be shown the whole time. Seeing 92 on his bike during the press conference brought a tear to my eye. I hope he stays around. I hope they give him some kind of a broadcasting job, because that dude, he's the man. That's all I wanted to say, is that thank you, Adam Cianciarulo, for your entire motocross career, amateur, professional, all of it. I am lucky enough to say that I've shared a gate with him many times. It's been fun. I don't think that there's anybody else that's been honestly more fun to watch as an amateur and a pro. It's been really cool. The type of stuff that he was doing on a little bike, I couldn't comprehend at the time. And the stuff that he does on a big bike, I still can't comprehend. One more time, thank you, Adam Cianciarulo. It's been an honor. It really has. Thanks. You're the man.